Hello everybody, and welcome to the unboxing and review of the Seed Sickle Oracle deck by Fez Inkwright. Just right off the bat, this box is so beautiful. It's another deck by Liminal 11, which I think is becoming quickly like one of the best creators of decks out there. I have quite a few of their decks, and I love them all. I feel like I never have anything negative to say about it, and this one is no exception. The box, the artwork is absolutely stunning. I love the colors. Here you've got some depictions of the cards. More art, of course. The title on top, and very traditional to the Liminal 11, you have this bottom lid, which I find to be so interesting. It's like it opens from the bottom instead of the top or from the side, which we see maybe more commonly. So this is actually kind of an interesting take. All right, so here is the box. Obviously, you have these little lips over here to open it up, and it slides out, and you have this other sturdy, not a box, I guess it is a box, just there's no quote-unquote lid. This whole thing is the lid. So the bottom here on this one says, one to wither, one to grow. And then here it says, one for the side and one for the crow. How cool is that? So you have a bit of a poem going on, and the brighter part is the seed, and then the darker part is the sickle. So this deck is really interesting. Here we have kind of like the lighter side, as you can see, and then it gets almost like a bit of a sunset into the darker side. Now, I say light and dark just because of colors, but this one, I'm not sure if you guys can tell the color difference. There are two guidebooks in this deck. This deck has 55 cards, and it's got two guidebooks, which is actually what intrigued me about this deck. It's a very botanical deck, very nature inspired. It's all about flowers and berries, and we're gonna go through that. So let's actually slide out the contents. Look at these backs. Look how beautiful they are. I love that. And the cardstock is actually pretty good. It's stiff. No edging, which is okay. I'm okay with that. I feel like every deck nowadays has like gold edging or something. This one does not. Totally fine by me. So here are the two guidebooks. You have the Dawn guidebook, then you have the Dusk guidebook. Now, at first glance, I thought, I was like, oh, this is like the upright. Let me pull this one. So this one is the sickle. So this one is like the upright version, and then this one will be like the reversed version. I was wrong. I was wrong. So let's look at the Dawn one just real quick. Here you have a forward, introduction, quick reading guide, and then you have the cards separated by the seasons, reading the cards, spreads, and complementing the tarot. So I really like this a lot too, because I love layering Oracle and Tarot. So this with the complementing and how to do it is really cool to me. So here's a foreword by Yoshi Tani, one of my favorite artists and deck creators out there. Her Tarot of the Divine Tarot is by far one of my favorites. I think maybe like top 5 for sure. Okay, then we have the introduction. Trying to remember where I saw, I think it was here. Okay, so here are the cards, and this, because I was looking for these, being like, wait, what's the difference between the two? Why two guidebooks, right? So here in the Dawn guidebook, under the cards section in the last paragraph, this booklet contains the Dawn readings for the cards. If you're looking for guidance on how to best take care of your body and mind, use the Dusk booklet for a more holistic reading. So it sounds to me like the Dusk booklet, which is this one, is if you're looking for guidance on how to best take care of your body and mind, use the Dusk one. Let me actually read this other paragraph here as well. So, are you starting a new project, building new relationships, or revitalizing yourself? If you're undertaking a period of expansion and growth that will benefit you further down the line, let your day brighten with the rising sun and read the dawn meanings for advice on how to best get there. So it sounds to me like the Dawn Guidebook is about new projects, relationships, and revitalizing the self. If you're undertaking a period of expansion and growth, so if you're kind of like doing something, if you're seeking guidance about a situation that's outside yourself, then it's the Dawn Guidebook. Let me actually finish showing you guys these. So then we go from the cards section into the spring. So we get the seed, and they are in order, right? They all have a number down here, and then you get the title and a paragraph of what the card is. And it's pretty much like that for all of them. Here's Magnolia, number 8. Then we go into Chickweed, number 9. And further down the line, each guidebook has all the cards, right? Just the guidance. I keep forgetting words. The guidance changes. Now, here's my criticism, if I may, just because it is my review. There is quite a bit of information here. I'm okay with this paragraph. However, I feel like they could have taken this, moved it up, like taken maybe some of this. I mean, the artwork is beautiful. I can't deny that. The artwork is gorgeous, but there's a lot of white space over here and a lot of white space over here. I feel like they could have minimized, at least on this page, on the page of the guidance, I want to say, right? They could have minimized the artwork, moved this up, and then taken the advice that's in here, divided it, and put it on the bottom. I'm just saying. Could have saved maybe some paper. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's a really cool concept. I've never seen a deck with 2 guidebooks, but I feel like they could have saved some paper and just put them all in one. There is enough space in the book, and I'm okay with the thick book. It could have even been a little bit thicker if the need arises. Although this one has quite a bit of information, right? So you couldn't maybe move it up so much where it would fill this other one. But that's just my criticism. You can totally disagree. I'm okay with that. So here, as I said, all the sickle is the last one. We'll take a look at that real quick. Reading the cards, how to read them. Deciding whether your reading will be a dawn reading or a dusk reading. See next section. That's actually really cool. How to decide. Let's actually read this real quick. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just the top over here. It says, before shuffling, consider your question and think about which spread would be best suited to it. Should it be a dawn or dusk reading? Try to avoid closed-ended questions that require yes or no answers. Although I actually like that advice because that goes for pretty much any deck. You want to ask questions of like what, how, versus yes or no, versus like, will this happen? Will I do this? So I really like that. And then we get into dawn versus dusk readings. Oh, that's actually really cool. I didn't see this before, but it has reversals. So let's check this out real quick. Do they? Oh, okay, interesting. So the Seed and Sickle Oracle provides another approach instead of reading reversals. If a reversal appears in a dawn reading, it may be considered a dusk aspect and vice versa. Regarding these as if they were viewed in a mirror world with their interpretations flipped. Oh, I really like, actually that's really interesting. So then we have some spreads going on. Summer solstice, oh that's actually really cool, I like that. Summer solstice, winter solstice, the seed in the wild. Actually there's quite a few. And then complementing the tarot, which is really cool. And then you have about the author, and that's the Dawn Guidebook. Let's check out the Dusk Guidebook real quick. Here, pretty much the same thing. You have your forward introduction, quick reading guide, the cards with the seasons, reading cards, spreads, and complementing the tarot. The cards. So here it says, this booklet contains the dusk readings for the deck. If you're starting a new project, building new relationships, or focusing on improving yourself, open the Dawn booklet for readings that will guide you along the right path. Whether you're looking for guidance on how best take care of your body and mind, Seeking quiet inner guidance on better flow with nature, take the root of the gentle moon and look to the dusk meanings of these cards for a mindful reading. So it sounds like these messages will be more geared towards the self, towards inner guidance, meditation, introspection versus like what to do about a situation, which sounds like this one is like that. So that's actually pretty cool. Again, very interesting concept. Here we go into the spring, and then it's the same idea. You have the color depiction of the book, of the deck, and then you have the meaning. Right here, magnolia. Here we get into the summer cards. Then you have oak. I mean, even though they are divided into seasons, they are numerological. So if you're looking for 17, go to 17. If you're looking for 20 something or 32, go to 32. It doesn't, you don't have to look at like, oh, is it winter? Is it summer? Is it spring? You don't have to really do that. All right, so here are all the cards. Reading the cards. And I feel like this is pretty much the same information as this, right? Decide whether your reading will be a dawn reading or a dusk reading. See the next section, which is this one. And then reversals, we just pretty much read this. The Seed and Sickle Oracle provides another approach. If a reversal appears in a dawn reading, it may be considered a dusk aspect and vice versa. So it's pretty much the same thing, just in a different guidebook. But I still appreciate that they considered each guidebook to be a full guidebook. There isn't like a main one with the spreads and all the info, and the other one is just like some messages. They considered the whole thing. But also the spreads, right? The spreads are a little bit different. Here we have the sickle, which we didn't have on the other one. Here we have the spring equinox and the fall equinox, which here we have the summer and the winter solstice. So there is differences between each guidebook. So I found that to be really, really interesting. Okay, so here are the two guidebooks of the Seed and Sickle Oracle deck. Now let's go to the cards. Now I will be showing you guys all of the cards. They are in order. So if you don't want to see all of them, you can skip this part, you can jump around, but I'm going to show you all of them. All right, so here we've got the seed, number 0. I mean, the artwork, I really do love. I really do love. I found this artwork to be really beautiful. Here's birch with some ribbons going on. I don't know why the ribbons are here, but I'm sure the guidebook explains. Lily of the Valley, a little water bowl, and like a snake symbol. So the cool thing about this deck as well that I kind of thought, I felt a bit unexpected, is there are extra symbols. Like the bracken has a hand. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the hand has like this circle in the center. And I don't know if it's just the design of it or if it's meant to mean something, but I like it. We have a wisteria. I mean, just the colors and the way this deck is made. So on this one, we have a very subtle square. A poppy, we have a skull. So there is an added layer to this deck versus just, oh, here are some flowers. I mean, beautiful flowers. The chickweed has a snake in it. So it kind of adds, this jasmine kind of gives me a bit of Ace of Swords vibe of the tarot. Here's a cornflower. Now, if you guys can tell, there's like 2 very subtle circles, which kind of give me 2 of Pentacles. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what it is. I didn't read the book yet. But like the compass, right? If you are familiar with tarot like I am, you don't have to be. I'm not saying that this deck is directly correlated to tarot. It's not. But I like the added element into it. And it gives me a little bit more. Right? The oak with the lightning. Like instead of just being like an oak, like an acorn or an oak tree, it's like an acorn with a lightning strike. That's actually really, really interesting. Here's a tulip. It just adds energy. It adds dynamic. Here with the key, it adds a different layer to the card. And also, I am not a green witch. I know a lot of you out there are. A lot of you can look at this and like, oh, I know exactly what that plant does, what it means, how to use it. I don't. I'm not that person. I love flowers. I love plants. I think they're beautiful. But again, to put a label on myself, I'm not a green witch. So this deck, I'm definitely going to rely a lot on the book. But again, I appreciate the added element, right? This Rowan has a thread. I appreciate the extra element because it helps me. Maybe I'm doing a reading for somebody and I don't know, I don't have access to the books. I forgot to bring the book with me, which is crazy, but maybe that can happen. So having an extra element really, really helps. But oh my gosh, the colors, like I'm gonna pull away from just real quick, but look at the deck, like all together, spread out like that. It's so beautiful. The color scheme, the art style, it's working for me. Everything is working for me. Now, also the thing about the seasons, it is not obvious to me which season we're in. Like, I don't know if the oranges and the yellows have to do with summer. I don't think so. I don't think that's how it is. I think it's just the art, really. But I do appreciate that the cards are like in a numerological order in the book, because it helps me find the cards like much quicker, right? I don't have to learn like, oh, this means summer, this means spring. At least not right away. I can take my time learning from this deck and the book won't give me a hard time. I love this one, Strawberry. It's so beautiful. Blackthorn. This one confused me. It's because it's called Rose and these aren't roses. So this one I'm confused by, to be honest with you. A beautiful citrus. Oh, the mistletoe. This must be winter. These must be the winter cards. Chamomile. Oh, I love chamomile. I try to drink chamomile tea every night before going to bed. Also, chamomile is antiviral, as I believe. So there you go. See, I know a little bit. I know a little bit of green witchery. The apple, and finally the sickle as the last card. So it literally goes from, what was the first one? The seed, right back here. It literally goes from the seed to the sickle. All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this beautiful, gorgeous deck. This unboxing and review of the Seed and Sickle Oracle deck by Fez Inkwright. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.